This video is kindly sponsored by JLCPCB. Now, a while back, and I will link in a video if I actually did do one, I'm pretty sure I did do one, I designed a RGB lighting system for my computer desk. So basically a strip of RGB LEDs that run around the back of the desk, and then a very basic circuit board to switch the LEDs on and off, and a Arduino Pro Mini. Now, very kindly supplied by JLCPCB are, of course, some PCBs. So let's dive in and see what we've got. Okay, so these are the PCBs that arrived. I've already opened the packet, so we've got 5 in here. And this is what I've come up with. Now, I will be very honest here that this is my first attempt of ever designing a PCB, so please forgive me if there's a fair few issues with this. As far as I understand, I think everything should be okay. My only slight concern is the size of the traces there for the PCB tracks. I certainly should have actually double checked what size the overall track was going to be for current handling capability. So there is a possibility that these tracks are too small and may get warm to the touch or act as little mini fuses, but it's all a learning experience. So when I was designing this, I was struggling a little bit trying to figure out how to get all the tracks on one side. I wanted most of them on the bottom, and most of them are on the bottom, but I did have to put some across the top as well so they didn't overlap with each other. Certainly going forward, I need to learn a lot more about PCB design. Putting in ground planes, etc. Will certainly make things a lot easier. But these are the boards that have arrived. They look absolutely brilliant, no problems whatsoever with them. Look very professional. Certainly very good value for money, really good value for money, so certainly do recommend JLC PCB. So let's have a quick look at what the ordering process was in actually getting these boards ordered.
Okay, so we're going to have a look at the process of ordering a PCB off JLCPCB.com. So the web address I've got here is jlcpcb.com/quote. You could just use jlcpcb.com to go to their website. So granted with this page here, so we're going to go to quotes now. I'm not too worried about the details that are there. Okay, so I've already got it set, so I'm logged in for United Kingdom, Great British Pounds. So we're going to go to add your Gerber file. So I've recreated my RGB desk lighting, as you will see. So this is a controller for a desk lighting project I did years ago. So we'll click on the Gerber file there. Now regarding layers, etc., it should automatically detect what you've got designed in your software. So here you can see a rough sort of outline of what your board's going to look like, your sort of top and your bottom board there. Various settings here, you've got your dimensions, your PCB quantity, your PCB colour, surface finish, etc, etc. So I'm going to leave all of those as standard, and we got their total cost £1.51, so you're looking at typically $2 US dollars, so £1.51 UK pounds, and that's £4 on the postage. So we go to save to cart, and then you'll get that in your cart as you would on the other website, so go ahead to check out securely. And there we are, so that loads up, and now obviously you can put in your shipping details, etc. Hit continue, and you should have your boards in no time at all.
So, moving that aside for now, this is the old unit. Please excuse the fact that the boards broke. When I was taking this out to double check my circuit layout, schematic, etc., I forgot that I'd put a tiny screw in there and couldn't see it, and snapped it. So there we are. So this was the old board. As you can see, we've got some BD139s here, some 1K resistors, and that's pretty much it. LED driver here, just a basic mains input, and then 12 volts out, which I was using to power the Pro Mini, and then the Pro Mini sat on these header pins here, and then this is the output to the LED strip itself. Okay, so I think it's time to get these soldered up, or certainly one of them. I've got myself some 1K resistors here, and I did order some, what did I get, the BD139s off Farnell, and a 7805 5-volt regulator. On the previous design I actually just used the raw-in pin on the Arduino, but I thought with this one I might just put a regulator on as well. Alright, so we'll start with the resistors. Always best, as I've said before, start with the smaller components first. Let's see if this all fits in. If I got the spacing right, which I may not have done here. I did just pick a standard resistor size. Yeah, I think they're going. I think they're just a little bit tight. Might need a slightly longer clearance on that. Yeah, that should be okay. So let's get that one soldered in. Yeah, that's not too bad. Sorry, off camera. Yeah, it looks okay to me, so I'm pretty pleased with that. So let's go ahead and get the rest of those resistors in, and we can work on the other components. That's all 3 resistors in. Let's move on to let's do the BD139s. Whip those out of the packet. I should have actually checked, I did actually have some of these in stock as such, but yeah, I thought I'd better just order some new ones just in case. So let's pop these open. 2, 3 of those, and these will pop in this way. Now let's just double check which way round we're putting them in. Don't want to get them in the wrong way round. Alright, just had to double check the schematics there for that, and seem to be getting myself a bit confused when I was double checking it against the old layout, but I think I've done that correctly. What I could ideally do with is a bit of blue tack as a method of keeping that upright, but we will see what we can do. Okay, that one's in, that looks okay. Let's get the next 2 in. That's all our transistors in. Next thing now is the voltage regulator. Now I haven't bothered with a heatsink for this. I think I've actually got some lying around somewhere, but I very much doubt I'm going to be needing that. So I just didn't, being the first time ever actually using any PCB design software, yeah, I just didn't really fully understand what I was doing. I did watch a few tutorials, but I wanted to get this this project underway, and as a first project I wasn't going to spend absolutely hours and hours and hours. I wanted just to get the gist of designing a PCB, and then once I've got one sort of basic design done, I can obviously spend more time working on a much more improved designs in the future. Okay, so that one's in. So all we got left now is the connectors to the LED strip, power, and the Pro Mini. Okay, I've just temporarily put the Pro Mini in. It's not soldered in at all. Just wanted to double check if this board was actually going to fit back in the original case. Desoldered the power supply wires from the original and the output leads for the LEDs from this board. This is pretty much shot. I will save the BD139s, I'll suck them out. I don't think I'll bother sucking out these header strips. I might do, but they're not exactly expensive, so I'm not too worried about that. So that looks like that will have to fit in upside down, like that, which is not too bad, minus the regulator is pushed up against the LED driver. But again, I don't expect that to be getting too hot. This doesn't really draw a massive amount of power. So we'll go ahead and get the Pro Mini soldered in. Now I don't need to solder all these pins really, just need to solder the pins that it's actually got connected to it. So we got 3 coming out here for our PWM signals and our power and ground. Okay, that one's all soldered in now, so all we got left now is power and the LED strip output. So this is going to be slightly more awkward because I need to mount it upside down in here and feed these wires through from the outside so that the connector can sit on the other side. So yep, I'll go ahead and do that because it's going to be a little bit fiddly, and I'll come back when that's done. Okay, so they're all soldered in, so now all we've got left to do is the 12 volt input from the transformer, or the same transformer, little driver, and then that can be flipped upside down, placed in its case and plugged in, and make sure nothing goes bang. Okay, that's all soldered in. I've got it plugged in to the mains there, so a switch on there. Now the moment of truth. Does anything happen when we turn it on? Obviously I've not got the strips connected. Let's certainly see if we get any power on the board. Aha, Pro Mini's powered up. That's brilliant. Now I could hook the scope up to the output and see if it's if we're getting PWM signal there, but I think it'd just be easier to get this manoeuvred into the case, take it over to the desk, plug it in, and see what we get. Okay, so that's all plugged in and working, as you can see. I'll need to leave it running for a bit just to make sure nothing overheats, because I didn't get those PCB tracks quite the right size, and I'm not quite sure what the current handling capability of them is, but the strip itself doesn't draw too much power, so I think we'll be okay. Thank you very much again to JLCPCB for sponsoring this video and for supplying the PCB boards to me free of charge. So if you need some boards made from only $2, head over to JLCPCB.com. See you in the next one. Cheers.